Hi friends, my name is Pankaj Manik Jadhav and today's date is 3rd September 2021. Our today's video topic is what is checked exception and unchecked exception in Java. So we will see what is exception, what is checked exception and what is unchecked exception in today's video. So first we will see what is the exception. Exception is nothing but the condition which discontinue the flow of a program. It is an object which throws to the JVM. The exception is extended from the throwable class. There are the mainly two types of exception. The first one is the checked exception and the second one is the unchecked exception. The exception which is come at the time of the compiling the program, that exception is known as the checked exception. So which are that exception? The first one is the IO exception and the second one is the SQL exception. If we use the thread.sleep at that time, at the time of the compiling, it shows that the error at that situation before the running the program. If we want to handle that exception, we have to use the try and the catch block to it, or we have to throw to the keyword to that method. After doing that, the error at that time or at that place will be gone and the program will be executed in the fluent way. Means there will be no exception throw and our program will be run in the proper way. So what is the unchecked exception? We will see. There are the multiple unchecked exception. The first one is the strict out of bound index exception. The second one is the array index out of bound exception. The third one is the null pointer exception. And the fourth one is the arithmetic exception. We will see all these exceptions one by one with the example. The first we will see string index out of bound exception. So what is the string index out of bound exception? If we have to collect or we have to catch the value which is out of the limit or the length, that time the string index out of bound exception will be the arises on your console. We will see one example. If there is the string a is equal to Hefshine and in the sysout we sysout the a dot caret at 100th position. So the string has the limited length and we call the 100th element of that string, which is not the possible. So at that situation the string index out of bound exception will be thrown at your console. The second one exception is the array index out of bound exception. So if you want to try to go at that point or at that index which is beyond the length of an array, at that time the array index out of bound exception will be arises. We will see one example. If there is the integer array a equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and in sysout if you call the array at the 50th position, the length of the array in our scenario is the 5th and we try to get the element at the 50th position. So it is not the possible because we already know the length is the 5. So at that situation array index out of bound will be arises. In the same scenario, if there is the array 4, 5, 6, 7 and we have sys out the array at the -1 position. So array index will be the start from the 0th position by default. In that situation also the array index out of bound exception will be thrown at our console. There is the another exception we will see. The exception is the null pointer exception. So if there is the string a, the one string with the null value, at that time the null pointer exception will be thrown. The another exception is the arithmetic exception. In the arithmetic exception, if there is the integer a equal to 20 and integer b equal to 0, if we call in sysout integer a divided by the integer b, as per the maths rules, the no value can be divided by the 0. So if the user given this type of the input or we run the program at that time, the arithmetic exception thrown on your console. So these are the two types of checked exception, the checked exception and the unchecked exception we will see in our today's video. Thank you.